Before I start this video, and this will only take a second, I want a quick word. The engagement to the prequel of this video, Why Generational Spaceships Are a Terrible Idea, has been absolutely incredible. This is the reason I started CrowdSource. It's in the name, so thank you to everybody who participated in that discussion. Second, and this is sort of anticlimactic, but I'm stopping my weekly uploads. This cycle of always needing to post on a concrete deadline has put me in a phase of mediocrity, and if I want to get better and try new things, I have to be able to fail, and I just don't have that with this current routine. Okay, that's everything. Thank you for your patience. To start this video, I have compiled the entire comment section to the original video to build the crowdsourced generational spaceship. That maybe isn't such a terrible idea. Then I'll highlight some of the concerns that were posted in the comments that still need to be figured out. We conflicted on the moral problem quite a bit, and not how to fix it, but if it's truly a moral problem, something I didn't expect. Multiple people said that being born on the ship and being forced to a certain way of living is no different than here on Earth, while others stood by the idea that it's immoral. I think the best fix for this was proposed by Legisoft. In their comment, they said if the quality of life was better than on Earth, why not? And I think that's pretty impactful. A few people voiced their concerns with rebellion or people going crazy, and I found the best solution to this was proposed by Alu Infinite, where they said we should slowly convert a moon into a generational spaceship over a couple generations. Now, I looked into this concept, and just with the logistics of needing to move, turn, or stop this massive body, it doesn't seem practical. Peg Founder actually did the calculations for the original ship and it was already seeming implausible. However, I think there's something we can take away from this. Instead of a ship, it needs to be more like a space habitat. Props to Space Guy on the first video for that idea. An idea, and I'm just going to start throwing out numbers here, but we could have a population of 10,000. As mentioned by Farius Snell, it's the minimum requirement for a healthy genetic variety. And I looked this up. You can go with a lot less. Even 500 might be enough for a good genetic variety, but over the long term, it's much safer to have more people. With a crew of 10,000 people living at the density of New York, we would need 218 livable acres. For context, the Burj Khalifa, which was the original ship laid on its side, only takes up 6.24 acres. But this could still be doable. No one from the comments really voiced the concerns about the construction of the ship. Besides, going big fixes a lot more than just the moral problems. When you build a civilization instead of a mission, the issue of different missions beating out the original one by possibly hundreds of years using technological advancements that happened after the ship left wouldn't be as big of a deal, since the people are really just on the ship living life, not living for the next generation. Now the last thing, and this makes up about a third of the comments, was to use frozen embryos or FTL links or just some other way that most of the humans don't need to be awake for the entire mission. We have been able to freeze embryos, just nowhere close to as long as we need to. I really don't see any problem with this method other than the fact it's still mostly science fiction, and if we were to infer this technology to exist, other technologies may also that make generational spaceships obsolete. Now for the problems that still need addressing, Darkside Gyrophone had mentioned the possibility of a ship's crew identifying too much with the ship to be bothered to colonize a new planet. With making the ship even bigger and more livable, I think this problem gets expanded instead of fixed. Another one by Blockhead, they talk not about the ship but the actual colonization part. Could we sustain a new world and economy without outside help? Another one that just made the cutoff. I'm inserting this after writing the script because it's such a valid question. What happens if a virus was on the ship? How would you keep people safe in the close quarters? And the last question was proposed by two people, Glenn R. Frank and, oh geez, should I even try pronouncing this? Zymors. Sorry, that's about as good as you're gonna get. And this question was, will humanity still be on Earth when the mission finishes? Does this hurt the mission? Maybe not. Does this make the mission more important? Possibly. Or should we focus on staying alive on Earth instead of investing our time and resources into a 218-acre ship? I'm not sure. I'll look forward to seeing you guys' comments on this video, and for once I won't be seeing you next week. But I promise I will pay for that Adobe subscription when my school's one runs out. I will be making better videos in the future, and you will see me again, so I'll see you guys in the future.